Hey everybody, thanks for pressing play. In this video we're looking at this car here. This is 2019 Honda Civic Smart Plus. This one's a little bit rare though because it's an automatic. Brian's my name in this video, so I'm going to show you around this car. So we'll have a look at the features on the outside and the inside, and we'll go for a quick drive as well. So by the end of the video, if you're looking to buy an automatic Honda Civic or just a really well-spec'd large, well not large, but like a medium-sized, decent-sized automatic car, then this is definitely something that could be of interest. If you want any information on this car, or trading in a car, or scrapping a car, or finance, or anything like that, give me a shout. 086 843 1945. So the Sedan Civic actually was in Ireland, then it wasn't, then it went away, then it came back, and anyway, about 2018 they brought the model in. I don't think it'll make it in Ireland again because saloon cars are getting something rare. If you look at like Passats and Mondeos, all that kind of stuff, they're all pretty much disappearing. So when you go to look for kind of like a medium-sized saloon car, like even Jetta and Focus, there's pretty much nothing left in the market. So I think these cars are really nice because there's something just a little bit different. That's what I like about Civic. It's a little bit more individual, and then this one as an automatic is a little bit more seldom as well. This particular example is a one-owner car from new, and polished metal is always a really solid colour in these cars. Looks really well. I've never met anyone that didn't actually like it. It's just a nice straightforward colour. The hatchback Civic is really aggressive. The saloon was just a little bit more reserved for people that didn't want a car that was quite as aggressive. But I actually think when you're driving behind one of these are almost more distinctive in the hatchback. Those massive taillights with big LEDs in the rear, they're so cool looking and they're so different than I suppose a lot of the other cars are out there. Really distinctive. And like what I always say in the videos as well, I always really like these side markers that they put on them. And actually I don't see them on the next model Civic that comes through, unfortunately. These along here, I think they look really cool when you're driving beside the car. It makes it look really wide. So like we're saying to you, these massive LED lights, very cool when you're driving behind them at night. And then after that, so a sedan, if you've been looking at hatchbacks and sedans, like from the C-pillar at the very back, that's where the main difference is. Like it's actually a bigger boot in this. But visually on the outside, you'll always know a sedan because it has the chrome nose, whereas the hatchback has a black nose. Silver alloy wheel, whereas the hatchback is a black alloy wheel. And then these door handles are chrome on a sedan. So small little kind of visual cues. And then obviously a different shape C-pillar into the boot. We'll have a look at the boot first. So a sedan boot can actually pop from the key, whereas the hatchback doesn't have that option. I will say though, the hatchback has a larger aperture to get in and out. So if you've got someone that has some really bulky stuff, the hatchback's probably going to suit you better. But technically, there's a larger volume in the boot of the saloon than there is in the hatch. I'm only have to realise, this car by the way is only coming in. I haven't even hoovered it or anything like that yet. But the boot is good and big. There's a couple of twigs and leaves and stuff like that, just from myself, the previous owner, if he was out walking and that kind of stuff. This car is a one owner car from new with 37,000 kilometers, so nice low mileage car. And then these here, you can pull these open. Again, I do apologise, it does need to be cleaned. It's actually really tidy on the inside. Totally forgot about the boot actually. So they can fold down like a hatchback car as well once you've released those levers. Rookie mistake, of course, totally forgot about that. But like again, it's harmless. Bits of twig and that kind of stuff. The car is actually really nice condition, well looked after throughout, and it'll tidy into a lovely car when we get a chance to get it ready and serviced. Anyway, in terms of space in the rear, so just for the sake of sitting, if I was sitting behind myself, the headroom is about the same as the hatchback, to be fair. This one's also got tinted windows, which they normally don't have, so that's an upgrade. So headroom is decent, and then legroom's quite good as well in the back. And then in terms of the features that are in the back, there is chi-locks for the rear doors, chi-locks for the rear windows, nice brushed aluminium along here for the door handles in the door. After that then, this is dark cloth, black plastic. And then after that, the speakers are actually up on the parcel shelf, unlike the hatchback further on the door. There's three big head restraints. There's a big armrest in the centre with a drinks holder. There's three 3-point safety belts. There's Isofix over here. There's Isofix over there. Kangaroo pocket over here. To be fair, I think in terms of size, like we said to you, the boot's a bit bigger in the saloon, but the aperture is a little bit wider in the hatchback. But in terms of space in the rear, they're very comparable. And some people actually just prefer the shape of the saloon over the hatch, or vice versa. One point of note actually, we used to get, because the Accord is no longer made anymore, we used to get a lot of people that would look at maybe the Civic sedan because they couldn't get an Accord anymore. In terms of size, like the Civic obviously was a different class of car and the Accord was technically a much bigger car, but by the time this Civic came out, it had morphed into a much bigger car. So there's really not very much of a size difference in terms of length between this and 2008-2009 Accord. So the wheels are a nice diamond cut finish, and as you see on a sunny day or under artificial light, they sparkle and they look really cool when they're turning. As a Smart Plus model then, parking sensors are going to be standard on the front, parking sensors will be standard on the rear, front fog lights are standard down here, and we'll see how the lights and wipers and all that kind of stuff automatically operate when we have a look around the inside of the car. So what we'll do is we'll go for a bit of a drive in the car, and then we'll have a look around all the features that are on the inside. The engine in this car then is a punchy 124 horsepower, 1 litre VTEC turbo unit. There's good acceleration in the car as well, and it has a CVT gearbox, so it kind of simulates gears rather than actually having specific gears. So on here you've got a drive mode and a sport mode. So if you see what happens when we go from D back into S while we're driving, it primes the engine revolutions so they're higher, so there's better response if you go to overtake something. And then you also have the paddles on the steering wheel, so you can go down the kind of simulated gears on the left, or you can go up the simulated gears using the one on the right over here. I reckon most people will never use the paddles. It's just there if you want to kind of really engage with the driving for a bit more kind of sporty, kind of pleasurable driving. But most people, I'd say, will just sit in automatic. The dashboard and the way the car is laid out inside, everything's pretty straightforward. I've gotten used to them, so I suppose I find it easy now. Like all Civics, they feel really wide on the road and sure-footed. They feel like a big car to drive. So you are in the medium segment, but I suppose like this is borderline kind of, it's the bigger end of that sort of segment. So it's hard to kind of classify besides some of the other cars in the market that are in a similar segment, because it does feel a lot bigger when you're driving the car. In terms of the front of the car, electrics for windows over here, again brushed aluminium on the doors. That seat is completely height adjustable, and there's also lumbar support for lower back, and the steering wheel's rake reach, so it goes in and out and up and down. And then there's nice aluminium pedals down here as well. Around the cabin then over here, this is a button to pop the boot. There's parking sensors front and rear we talked about. After that, things like traction control, lane departure warning. So when you drift out of your lane, it'll actually warn you you've drifted out of the lane with a visual warning, and also it rocks the steering as well. And then over here there's a lane keep assist. The difference with the warning is a warning, whereas the assist is an actual assist where it's trying to keep you dead center on the lanes. Cruise control, so you can obviously take your foot off the pedal, but what's nice about the cruise control on these is you can choose how far you want to stay behind the car in front, and it'll follow that. And even things like there's a speed limit sign detection system up here, which you can set your speed limiter to work in tandem with that, so when it detects a speed sign, it'll actually slow you down to respect it. Over here then, things like average speed and fuel efficiency and maintenance information, that's in through that control there. And then that's Bluetooth and audio controls. Wipers are completely automated, so they come on when it rains. Lights are automated, so they come on when it is dark, obviously for daytime, nighttime, but they also dip when they meet traffic too. There is a USB connector in here. There is a sliding armrest. There's some drinks holders. Gearbox, obviously, we talked about already. Automatic park brake. And then down through there is another USB connector, HDMI if you want to play video up on the screen. Screen up here then to go with those parking sensors will have a big reverse camera, and climate control is in through there, touch and swipe. And then after that, there is navigation through Garmin, but for a lot of people they're going to use a smartphone connection, which is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you can use Google Maps from your phone, or or Spotify or WhatsApp, or Audible. Anyway, there you have it. This is a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. And we've been doing Honda since 2012, so we know the car as well. So if there's information you want on this car, do not hesitate to give me a shout. 086 843 1945. Brian's my name. I'll be happy to go through information on the car, or trading in your old car, scrapping car, finance, whatever it is. So anyway, if you're looking for a good, well-equipped, it's a bit windy, a good, well-equipped, reliable automatic car, then this is definitely something that's worth considering. And hopefully the video's been useful. Thanks for watching.